This week, we are focusing on common misspelled words and using better vocabulary to help students improve their writing skills. The goal is to expand children's vocabulary in writing so they can produce a better text. Word number 1 is pamphlet. A pamphlet is a small booklet that contains information about a certain subject. For example, when we went to the zoo, we were given pamphlets with information about the different animals and exhibitions. PH is the F sound in pamphlet. Word number 2 is ornate. Ornate is an adjective for highly decorated items. For example, the girl wore an ornate silver necklace around her neck every day. Word number 3 is miniscule. Miniscule means extremely tiny. For example, her artworks always featured extremely detailed and minuscule drawings of people and places. You can remember the spelling of miniscule by recalling that it begins with mini, and minuscule things are mini. Word number 4 is lumber. This word has two meanings. As a verb, lumber means to move in a slow and awkward way. For example, my cat lumbered across the grass when I tried to take her for a walk. As a noun, lumber means furniture or items that take up space but have no use. For example, although the dresser was an antique beauty, it was rather lumber in my tiny living room. Word number 5 is psychological. Psychological is an adjective for something related to the mind. For example, the excessive and uncontrolled use of smartphones causes more psychological damage than benefit. The spelling of psychological is tricky. Remember that the first part of the word has no vowels. P is a silent sound. Word number 6 is foundation. A foundation is the underground base of a building. For example, without a strong and sturdy foundation, you cannot build an earthquake-resistant building. This word is also often used in the context of learning. For example, addition and subtraction forms the foundation for maths. Word number 7 is cedar. Cedar is the family of trees that give fragrant cedar wood when cut. For example, I spent my summer afternoons climbing the big cedar in the park by my house. Word number 8 is willow. A willow is a type of tree that has long narrow leaves and grows near water. For example, on our walk by the lake, we came across a beautiful willow whose branches flowed as gracefully as the ripples in lake. Word number 9 is oak. An oak is another type of tree that has lobed leaves and bears acorns. For example, the oak that stood at the top of the hill was home to many different birds and creatures. Word number 10 is superior. Superior means higher. For example, superheroes in comic books have superior powers. Word number 11 is inferior. Inferior is the antonym for superior. It means lower. For example, glass is inferior to diamond. This means that glass is not as valuable as diamond. Word number 12 is dynamic. Dynamic means active and lively. For example, sports like soccer and basketball are far more dynamic than other stationary sports like golf. Word number 13 is ethnic. Ethnic means cultural. For example, the street markets in Sydney offers ethnic food from all around the world. Word number 14 is refine. Refine means improve. For example, reading books every day has refined not only my English skills, but also my comprehension abilities. Refine can also mean clean. For example, sugar is refined by using a filter to remove dirt and other particles from it. Can you see the word fine in refine? Word number 15 is fathom. This word has two meanings. Firstly, fathom means to understand. For example, I cannot fathom why so many children nowadays avoid drinking water. In this context, fathom is a verb. Secondly, fathom can be a noun. It is for a unit of measurement. For example, 1 fathom is equivalent to 6 feet. Word number 16 is deforest. Deforest is a verb. It means clearing an area of forests and trees. For example, almost 10 acres of land have been deforested in the last 6 months. Currently, deforestation is one of the biggest environmental issues of the 20th century. Can you see the word forest in deforest? Word number 17 is district. A district is a neighbourhood. For example, the city of Sydney is split up into several different districts, including Darling Harbour, the Rocks, and the city centre. Do you know which district of Sydney do you live in? Word number 18 is discipline. The noun discipline means practicing self-control. For example, it is important to teach your dog discipline while they are still young so that they do not cause problems when they grow up. Be careful with the spelling of this word. The word discipline has the letter C. Word number 19 is crevice. A crevice is a gap. For example, earthquakes of magnitude 6 or more can cause serious damage to buildings and create crevices in the land. Keep in mind that the word crevice does not have the letter S. You can remember by the word ice in crevice. Word number 20 is chisel. This word is both a noun and a verb. As a noun, chisel is a cutting tool that is used to shape wood and other hard materials. For example, the artist used a chisel to carve designs into the cedar wood. As a verb, chisel means cutting or shaping something with the help of a chisel itself. For example, the stone was chiseled to the image of an Egyptian pharaoh. Word number 21 is clan. A clan is a tribe. For example, every native clan has their own name and often speak their own unique language. Do you know the names of any native clan? Word number 22 is kin. Kin without the letter G means family. For example, when my parents go out of town, I stay with my grandparents or other close kin until they come back. Kin without the letter G is the homophone for K-I-N-G, king. Word number 23 is amplify. Amplify means increase in volume or louden. For example, in loud places such as a beach, a megaphone is used to amplify sound. Word number 24 is interrogate. Interrogate means questioning. For example, the police took the man into the police station to interrogate him regarding the fire incident. Remember, interrogate has a double R. Word number 25 is weigh. Weigh is a verb that means to find the weight of. For example, at Coles and Woolworth self-checkouts, I weigh the carrots to determine their costs before buying them. Word number 26 is wrapped. Wrapped is the past tense of the verb wrap, which means bundled up. For example, my cat sat patiently as I wrapped him up in a towel after his bath. Word number 27 is scintillate. Scintillate means sparkle. For example, the water appeared to scintillate with the reflection of the bright city lights on its surface. Have you seen the water in Sydney Harbour scintillating at night? Don't forget the letter C and the double L in scintillate. Word number 28 is slaughter. Slaughter means kill in a cruel way. For example, the beef industry is often criticized for slaughtering millions of cows a year and causing serious environmental impacts. Remember the silent G in slaughter. The word slaughter also has the word laugh. Word number 29 is privilege. This word has two meanings. Firstly, privilege means advantage. For example, being elected as the school captain brings not only special privileges, but also lots of hard work and dedication. The second meaning for privilege is pleasure. For example, it was such a privilege to get to meet the president and see his office. Word number 30 is professor. A professor is a university teacher. For example, Professor Fess was the best professor from the maths department in University of Sydney. Pro means very good. Fess is Professor Fess. OR refers to a person. Keep in mind that professor is not spelt with double F. This brings to the end of our spelling list 39. Keep practicing and good luck in your spelling test.